Despite the improvements made in music storage and listening and streaming platforms, one way of listening to music has remained supreme. This, of course, being a record. Made of vinyl, it is not only the most fragile, but also the best way of listening to music. While you may be able to download numerous songs on your phone, buying and purchasing a record and listening to it for the first time is one of the best experiences. And listening to an album you're already used to and hearing a different version of its sound is even better. I've been collecting for about 3 years now, so I hope my speech can serve you well on your journey. The first thing you're going to want to know is getting the right player. Avoid newer style record players. One famous one is this Crosley suitcase, but it's actually known to scratch old records. Most new artists that don't emulate the style of older artists don't print records for their music. It's only available on certain streaming platforms. So you're going to be listening to older records often, so you don't want those to scratch. They're actually very prone to that, and also replacing a needle on those is less common. But when you listen to an older style record on the new one, obviously it'll demolish the record since the needle is known for different forms of vinyl. Learn how to operate your specific model. Some record players have an auto function that allows you to put it on without you having to drop the needle yourself, which is actually very good so you don't end up scratching your record in the process. Other accessories you're going to look out for, obviously there's headphones for any music listening platform, but obviously this aux cord is a lot bigger than the one you'd use on your phone or laptop. So you're going to know that. Also 45s, which are the smallest form of a record, have a giant hole, and that's because there's an adapter you would have to purchase, and replacements for your specific model can run you up. So try and surround your purchase knowing your record player comes with what you'd like out of a record. Where to find your records and what to buy is very important. Obviously, you're going to want to avoid big brands and shop local. Big brands are known for having a set price for all records when that does not meet the market value or what the consumer would want to purchase it for. Places like Target sell numerous records, all for the same price of anywhere from $29 to $36, when you can very much go to a small business and purchase the records you want for much cheaper. Also, they're going to be putting them in protective cases when you're at small businesses. This is a place that they may just surround it in a wrapper, but the wrapper is also kind of much of the packaging, and any damage to the packaging is damage to the record. So these protective cases are actually much better, and I'd say better to keep too, as well, as it can protect your records from the other records, as some may be damaged. And also, they're going to put the stickers on the outside of this. There's many evil people out there that put the sticker on top of the record, and you're going to want to avoid that. And if you ever run into that, also make sure you get the right cleaning materials. I recommend Goo Gone and Q-tips to wipe it off and then peel off instead of just peeling off from the start and potentially damaging your record. Also, be willing to trade. I'm not a big fan of Slim Whitman, so I'm often willing to get rid of these when I purchase them in lots and go for something much nicer like Billy Joel. Also, avoid running into the wrong record being inside of a used case. I ran into an issue at a garage sale where I opened up the record of Nancy Sinatra's "These Boots Are Made for Walking," and I pulled out the Crosley Brothers. It was not a good day. I was really looking forward to purchasing that. Keep your records protected. Crates for proper storage are very much recommended, as this vertical and kind of keeping them off of each other is very important. If you have these stacked up, they're going to warp down. That's how gravity works, and how that weight at the bottom record is essentially going to crush that, and it won't be able to be played. A perfect example of that was a purchase I made to George Thorogood's album, and what happened is when I played that for the first time, it was almost essentially unable to be played, because when it would go up the curve of the record, the needle would bump back and I'd hear the same line repeated unless I flicked my needle. These tips, in my personal experience, should serve you well in your endeavors of record collecting. The one thing I wasn't able to teach you, however, is what you'll learn from your own purchases. I had my dad kind of behind me, just telling me to what to look out for, and you get that, or you may just learn by experience and screwing up and having your own issues. But I hope whatever issues you run into aren't as bad as what happened to this George Thorogood album. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something.